Welcome to the latest edition of the LL Basketball Roundtable. This is the only thing that keeps me centered. I know what day of the week it is because if we're here, it must be Wednesday. Yep. Otherwise, I'm so disoriented with an endless sargasso sea of basketball. And we're going to try to weed through some of that and make some sense of it for you as we go through the postseason. My name is Mike Gross, and I'm hosting these proceedings. To my left is John Walk, who covers boys basketball for LNPLancasterOnline.com. And to my right is Jeff Reinhardt, who covers girls basketball for the same publications. The whole thing is brought to you by Thaddeus Stevens College of Technology. And we're just about at the end of district playoffs and looking forward to the state tournament now. Let's start with that. John, let's go.
What was that word? An endless...
Sargasso Sea.
Sargasso? I've never heard of
Sargasso.
That. What is that?
Sargasso. That's a sea that was very swamp-like.
Nice.
Oh. Yeah.
All right. You win the show today.
Thank you.
You win.
All right. Usually Jeff has the vocab. All right, so we'll start what we know of as far as district finals winners. Class 1A, Linville Hill Christian. Originally Mennonite school, started on Kinsard Road in Paradise, 1944. They had their first high school, I think 16, 17, start up their first high school boys basketball program a year later. All that is to say, 6 years of high school basketball program. They're now back-to-back District 3 Class 1A champions, coached by Mike Schatzman, the former longtime Pequay Valley boys basketball coach and Pequay Valley alum. So back-to-back district crowns for them. They should make a deep run in states. Class 2A, Lancaster Mennonite. 3 district titles in a row, back-to-back in Class 2A. Mike, you covered Lancaster Mennonite on Tuesday. What did you make of that game?
Well, it's the third year in a row that the same opponent, by the way.
Yeah,
beat them, which is kind of strange. But, yeah, I feel like they had a lot of injuries. They've played a lot of different lineups. They've scheduled up throughout the season to sort of get ready for this. Now they're healthy, and I think they're ready for this. I think AA I think there's a great opportunity out there for them, and they're playing really well right now. And they have pieces that fit together. It may not be what you think of as a classically put together basketball team, but that almost doesn't exist anymore.
Sure.
They have a chance. They have a chance to play for a while.
All right, and then in 3A, Columbia went to the district semifinals. We're up 18 in the second quarter, lost that. They're now the third place team. They will play the District 12 champion in the PIAA Class 3A first round, which will be the winner of Math Civics Science versus West Catholic. We'll get to that stuff a little bit later. And then Class 4A, Octor still alive. Class 5A, Thursday night, District 3 Class 5A championship game, Manheim Central against Exeter. You covered the Barons in district semifinals.
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing, and in the first half of that game, they shot 16 for 19 from the field with 7 3-pointers.
Whoa.
And they had 7 different guys score.
On fire.
It wasn't just Trey Group. So, I thought that was a really, and then after that, the rest of the game was just sort of play out the string. They were very, very impressive. And again, it's a team that is maybe not the classic old school 1 through 5, but they fit together well and complement each other. And they have a lot of kids that are good with the ball. I think they have a puncher's chance tomorrow, which is Thursday, against Exeter, against a very talented, big, athletic Exeter team. We'll see how it goes.
I'm going to need your help on pronunciation here. The Exeter football player, the big guy.
Anthony Kachesi.
Anthony Kachesi. 6'6" center down low, has been dominant so far in the postseason for Exeter. He's going to present matchup problems for the Barons in the sense that, we have Aaron Enterline, but he's more of a wide receiver, and Central likes to put Enterline at the top of that 1-2-2 zone. So what are they going to do around
against the line football, except it's in basketball?
Right. They have a lot of outside shooters, and of course, they've been here on this stage with Exeter having won the District 5A final in football.
They lost to Cocalico, but they got there.
Yeah, they
won it last year.
All that is to say, over the last month, their only loss was to Reading, in which they actually held an 11-point lead, and they lost 70-63. Reading is the 6A powerhouse in District 3, so that says a lot about Exeter. So Mannheim Central is going to have their hands full. Barons in the district final for just the second time, first appearance since 2014, which would have been that Matt Walsh, Taylor Funk bunch. And I'm sure a lot of the guys on this current team were little youngsters watching that group. So here they are 9 years later in a district final. Nice. By the way, Coach Charlie Fisher enters Thursday, 99 career wins.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yes.
So there you have it. We're getting there. Yeah. Rhines?
Tuesday was fun at the Giant Center, I thought. It was nice to go back there.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yep. Set up shop, pitch a tent, watch 6
When you're not there
games.
for 12 months and then you get back, it's
anytime you can pitch a tent, you're having a good time.
Exactly. It was a good day. Okay. Successful day for the local teams, for sure. Lancaster Catholic girls, we'll start with them. They win, beat Columbia, much anticipated matchup Tuesday night. Catholic wins 49-34, played terrific defensively.
They very much won that game with defense. Let me ask you a question.
Go.
What did Charlie say about the psyche of his team from that low point of losing to Lebanon and going forward?
We walked out of Warwick that night after they lost to Lebanon, and he said, I got a week now with my team. He said, I don't know. Yeah. He said, I guess we're going to find out where we are. I talked to Lily Lehman last night after they won, and she said, we had one day off after the Lebanon game, and we came back, and everybody got together immediately. Camaraderie, teammates, share the ball, us against the world, we're going to be teammates and go. And that's how they played.
There was a different energy level and a really dialed in the other night.
Yes,
yeah,
and
really dialed in and serious minded and into it. Yeah.
Yep. And after they beat Columbia Tuesday night, big smile on his face. He said, I felt like I had my team, and we were like December Catholic when they were just wiping everybody out. So 20 championships for the Crusaders. Ties Lebanon Catholic for most District 3 titles. Lebanon Catholic is no more, so they'll be stuck on 20. So Catholic, if they win another one of these and they have their whole team back next year, so does Columbia. When they get to 21, that'll be the record, and I think they'll probably get that pretty soon. They're not bad. Okay, the 2A game, Lancaster Mennonite, which was an unbelievable story that we probably didn't talk about enough, but Mennonite gets in the final on a forfeit. Lancaster Country Day had to forfeit, didn't have enough kids. They were the 1 seed, home game, playing Mennonite. But they had some injuries, like I said, and they didn't have enough kids to get on the court and play. So Mennonite gets a forfeit ticket into the championship. First time since 2010, I think Mennonite was there. They lose to Millersburg. Millersburg was pretty good. Won handily, Mercy Rule game. But Mennonite got to the final, and they'll go to states. Tip of the cap, Mount Calvary beats 1-loss CCAC champ Lindenville Hill Christian. Back-to-back championships for Mount Calvary. Chargers were great. Fun game. That single A game Tuesday
after
morning
losing
was a lot
to
of
the
fun.
same opponent twice during the season,
including the CCAC championship game. So, and the cool thing about that, Linville Hill has 1 senior starter. Mount Calvary has 1 senior starter.
Wow.
So they're both going to be back.
A lot of that going around.
There's a lot of that going around.
A lot of that going
especially
around.
on the girls' side.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be some powerhouse teams here coming back in a year. But tip of the cap to Mount Calvary. Am I doing who made states real quick?
Well, yeah, real quick.
6A, Lebanon is in.
Yep.
Lebanon beat Mannheim Township. They're in. They play Wednesday night in a seeding game. Mannheim Township, as we sit here, has to play Wednesday night against York. Loser's done. Winner goes to states and gets the whippy old champ. Township at home. They win. They're in. Mannheim Central's in 5A. They play Thursday against Lower Dauphin in a seeding game. 3 in AAA. Lancaster Catholic, the champ. Columbia, the runner-up. And Pequay Valley, the third-place winner. They beat York Catholic in that game. 3 teams to states. 2A, Mennonite goes, and then 1A, Linville Hill and Mount Calvary go. So it'll be a busy state bracket.
Yeah, we got a long way to go. States are coming.
Yes.
John, what's happening next, and what are some news and notes and whatever you got?
All right, I guess I'll start with the 1,000-point scores from just recently. Miguel Pena at Hempfield surpassed 1,000. As I'm looking at it now, I believe he is the 11th Black Knight boys basketball player to surpass the 1K mark. Octavera Elijah Hamilton, senior guard forward. He surpassed 1,000 career points. Joins older brother Najee Hamilton on the list, who had 1137. And I think it's like 17 or 18 players who have done that in Octavera history. Wow. Question for Mike, in that Camden Hurst Lancaster Mennonite went into Tuesday's game 7 points shy of becoming the number 2 all-time leading scorer.
Wow.
Do you remember?
7 points shy?
Yeah. Do you remember how much?
He had 19. He had 19.
19. All right, so he's at 1-3.
Let's do the math.
Camden Hurst is at 1,326 career points, now number 2 on the all-time list, which is worth pointing out because they should be able to play long enough for him to be able to catch Julian Colaza, who's at 1,398. So
And he has a big gash on the back of his shooting hand.
I was debating whether or not to ask
I
you.
mean, that looks like a nasty injury.
Is that from the championship
He's overcome
game?
some things.
Is that from the championship game? Because we saw him Tuesday kind of picking at his
Well, he
hand.
had that broken hand that he missed, the shooting hand for 18 games, and then I saw he got that steal went up for the layup, and I think the guy smacked him or something.
He was shaking his hand the whole game after that.
But he said he was all right.
Well, yeah, he seemed fine, and he's playing. So,
All right, let's go down the list as far as state qualifiers. Hempfield Class 6A, they are playing a 3rd, 4th place game on Thursday against Waynesboro. The PIAA Class 6A first round will be Saturday, March 11th. Class 5A, we have 3 teams in Manheim Central in the district final. Warwick's going to Lampeter Strasburg Wednesday night, so by the time you watch this, we'll know the result of that in the 7th, 8th place game. PIAA 5A first round is Friday, March the 10th. Class 4A, Octorara at Littlestown for the 3rd, 4th place game to decide, seeding for the 4A state tournament. That starts Friday for 4A on March the 10th. District 3, Class 3A, Columbia is your 3rd place team. They will play the winner of Math, Civics, Science versus West Catholic. First round Saturday, March 11th.
Let me just point out, West Catholic went to the Catholic League semifinals and lost in overtime to Newman Goretti.
Whoa.
So good luck on the bus
So
trip.
hello, fellas.
Class 2A, Lancaster Mennonite is your 1st place team. They will play the District 4 runner-up, which would be the loser of St. John Newman against Muncie. The first round for 2A is Saturday, March the 11th. Finally, got a bunch of teams. Class 1A, Linville Hill Christian are your champion. They will play the District 3 3rd place team, which will be the winner of Gaelton versus Liberty. Lancaster Country Day is your 3rd place team. They will play against the District 1 champion, Chester Charter. La Academia is your 4th place team. They will play against the District 4 champion, which will be the winner of Northumberland Christian against Sullivan County. Finally, Mount Calvary Christian based in Elizabethtown, 5th place team, opponent TBD. So I don't know the math on that, but we have a lot of teams going to states.
Wow.
Nobody knows the math on that. Ryan, you have a couple
of
individual
nuggets.
things here.
Okay, the only 2 state matchups that are set for the teams that are going from here, Lancaster Catholic will host, I'm told, home game, Mastery North pub team from
That's
District
a
12.
Philly Public League, yeah.
That's set up. That's Friday night. And Linville Hill gets the District 1 3rd seed, which is Jenkintown, which has been here to the state finals a couple of times recently.
Yeah.
But I'm told not the usual your big sister's Jenkintown team, but they'll get Linville Hill Christian in the first round. Those are the only 2. All the other local teams that are going are waiting for championship games and et cetera. Okay. 2 big milestones. Maddie Nyer, tip of the cap. She did it. Manheim Central senior. Reached 2,000 career points on Tuesday against West York in a 5A consolation game. On a free throw. You always wonder how these kids are going to hit their milestone.
Yeah, I would not want to have a milestone on a free throw. I would rather be playing and not,
Exactly,
freaking out.
and it was the front end of a 1-and-1.
Yeah,
So she
God
like
bless
had
her.
to how to
She got
make
it
it.
done.
So it wasn't the coolest way of all time, but anyway, 8th player in LL League history to hit 2,000. That's
not
pretty impressive. And
pretty
she's
solid.
she has a game Thursday and a consolation game and a state game, and there's 2 kids right in front of her now that she might be able to jump to get up to. I think she's in eighth place now. She may be able to get up to like 6th all time in the league. So congrats to Maddie. That's an awesome milestone for you, kid. Kyla Correa, sophomore at Lebanon, she got to 1,000 in a cool way on a fadeaway, falling out of bounds, corner 3-pointer. You'll see the video.
Nice.
Against Manheim Township in a consolation round in D3 6A. Lebanon hit a speed bump. 24-0. They lose in the LL semis. They lose in the district quarters. They have to go to the consolation round, but they beat their rival Manheim Township, and Correa gets to 1,000 points. Good for her, and she's on track now for 2,000. She has 1,000 as a sophomore with at least 2 more games to play. So cool milestones this week, and Chad McDowell, keep fighting, my friend.
Do you understand why I'm never sure what day it is? This is why. Next week, we venture into the state playoffs.
Oh boy.
That'll be fun. This has been the LL Basketball Roundtable, brought to you by Thaddeus Stevens College of Technology. For Mike Gross and John Walk and Jeff Reinhardt, we'll see you.